portray some of the people who live in the neighborhood of Varina. I'm not sure where you live.
Glen Allen.
Glen Allen. All right, so you'd be in the real rural area of Henrico County. What grade are you in? Fourth? Sixth. All right. So on site so far, did you see one of these?
Not yet.
No, we've not, have we?
All right. So here, if you were in Mr. Sweeney's Tavern in 1860, he would try to have been pretty, up there with what's current, what's really getting current. And what's really current is this thing. Because Queen Victoria and her husband Albert, right, he's a German, they are going to merge cultures, right? Have you guys ever heard of cultures merging? Right? Like the English colonists and the Powhatan Indians kind of merged with Pocahontas and John Rolfe. Well, this merging is going to lead to the English people adopting this, which is a German tradition, and bringing it eventually here to the United States, because many Virginians really liked England, especially Victoria. All right? So what we're going to do, if you don't mind, is we're going to actually do a couple of things, if you have time. Do you have time?
Sure.
All right. Let me give you a choice. What do you like more from the 1860 period? Things, again, that are current, kind of new, sort of. This song that just come out by this man. In fact, let me see. I'll give you one of these. All right. Let's see. There he is. You probably have no idea who this man is. I'll give you one. I'll give you one. You have any idea who this man is whatsoever? I'll give you guys one in the back row here.
I'm gonna take a stab. Is it Longfellow?
No, not so much. This man is actually going to be your old Lord Piermont. He is the man who is going to write Jingle Bells. All right? So, he is going to give you a fun song that is an interesting song because he is a New Englander who will ultimately move to Savannah, Georgia with his religious reverend father, ultimately stay in Savannah because he marries a Georgia girl, and ultimately becomes a Confederate soldier in the cavalry. Is that strange? Remember, 1860, we're on the verge of Civil War for this Christmas. So he is going to give people this song, and do you know the tune? Okay. All right. Kind of need one of these, right? Have you ever ridden on a sleigh with horses?
No.
Okay, if you grew up where I grew up, you had Opportunities, which is upstate New York. And I've done it twice.
Wow.
So, again, bells, right? How old are you?
12.
Hey, why would they put a lot of bells on horses, on sleighs, in the 1800s when you're traveling your sleigh at night?
It's because they didn't really have very many lanterns then. So with bells on the horses, the people all around could know the horses were coming.
That's
so
right.
that they wouldn't get trampled.
Right. And of course, what do you think happened to a lot of sleighs on these fast-moving roads up north where there's lots of snow and lots of people who had parties and alcohol?
They would probably get stuck.
The original form of, who's a police officer in this crowd? What do they call that when you drink and you drive your horses and what is that called?
A DUI?
Oh, right. There's lots of accidents back then with people that are driving their sleighs and they're all frolicking and voila, you've crashed, because that song's kind of about that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All right. So, you guys mind singing with me? All right. Who needs the lyrics? Anybody? First of all, who's got good period eyes in this dim light, right? All right, you guys know. So let's, here you are. In a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way, bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. Good, take it. Fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Good. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. And freeze! Good job. Well done with the bells. And so, without looking, what's the next line?
A day or two ago.
And what are you going to do in that day or two ago?
I thought I'd take a ride.
With who?
And soon Miss
Fanny Bright was what?
Was
Sitting
seated
by
by
my
my
side. And then what happens to the poor guy? He gets into a crash with his horse and sleigh. Yeah, and then she shows up, and then it's all a problem. All right, so I don't know if you guys do the history with Mr. Piermont and his background, but yeah, he is an interesting soul. His father is a hardcore, Massachusetts reverend. And so he follows his dad around the country, and he plays the organ at his father's churches, and then gives singing lessons, dancing lessons, and all those kind of fun things. So he probably is writing these songs and going, great, I can write the song and teach people how to sing it. So, but he ultimately is going to, again, instead of Fanny Bright, he's going to marry a leading woman of society in Savannah. And because his father heads north in 1861, he stays and becomes a Massachusetts Confederate in Savannah.
Wow.
He must have talked funny in his unit. So anyway, but I'll take those. You guys did really good. Give our nice.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. You're not too old to talk to Father Christmas, are you? Have you been good this year?
Yes.
Okay. Have you thought about what you'd like for Christmas?
No.
Not yet? Okay, you're gonna let her know, right?
She'll let me know.
Some of you might be wondering, since there aren't any little children here, I'll try to not do this in first person, but you might be wondering why Father Christmas instead of St. Nicholas or Santa Claus. There are three different characters. St. Nicholas is known as early as the late 1400s in the Dutch Republic, or what would become the Dutch Republic, for leaving gifts for children and shoes on St. Nicholas Night, or Eve, which is the 5th, I believe, of December. Father Christmas is well known in England by the 1600s, or even earlier. Santa Claus here in America by the 1820s. Clement Moore's A Visit from St. Nick mentions him specifically. Of course, he doesn't look like the man in the red suit. He is wearing a bit of a thrown together outfit, you might say, and he smokes a real short pipe. I've decided not to bring a pipe today because, no one likes to smoke anymore. Now, why would Father Christmas be here in the States in 1860? Any ideas? Well, Virginia is one of the most English states in America. The aristocracy, especially in Virginia, is very, very proud of its English roots and always has been. So Father Christmas is going to overlap with the more democratic Santa Claus, rather, in the years to come. So early on in the 1860s, you will still see Father Christmas in the better households, shall we say, or the more expensive places. And the Santa Claus himself is more of a working man's Christmas hero. And of course, they're going to merge. Even today, there's a Father Christmas in England, but he's almost hard to tell apart from American Santa Claus. They're almost exchangeable at this point. How have any of you guys ever been out here before? So all of you have? Have you guys been here before? Okay. The hospital's certainly changed today, hasn't it?
Yes.
I tell people we're playing with the space-time continuum because usually it's 1611 to 1622, and you've got 1611 up front, 1700s, 1800s. But yeah, there's cider over here. Feel free to have some of that. It is quite hot. Be careful about that. And who would like to make what they want for Christmas? Anybody? You didn't know? No ideas? Well, who would like to tell me what they'd like for Christmas? Because she didn't know what she'd like. I have a stutter. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
No, you still don't know?
You know what you want?
How about you?
He's got the props.
He thought about this.
Yeah. Lots of Lego sets.
That's the most popular item I've had this year, next to anything to do with video consoles. So yeah, Legos are always very, very, very popular. I'll see what I can do. Any particular kind? Any particular kind?
Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars. There. Okay, that's a big one. All right. Have you seen the Death Star?
Yes.
The Lego Death Star.
I've got like $111 and I'm saving up.
Oh, Lego Death Star's a big one. Takes up the whole dining room table. I'm gonna tell you right now.
It's $500 too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're just gonna save for
it takes
that
500 years to put it together. That's fine. $1 a year, you're good to go.
The Christmas season, they're celebrating a great victory by General Washington. On Christmas Day, General Washington, along with his army, crossed the Delaware River into New Jersey and surprised the Hessian garrison at Trenton, New Jersey, defeated them, captured them, and which was a very strong blow against the British forces. So we just got news of that. It hasn't come out in the local papers yet, but through our There's some of the ships that come up the river, we found out about that. And so we're very happy that this happened, and we're looking forward to more victories by the good general.
And I heard that the general only lost 2 soldiers in
Right.
the campaign, and actually they were not battle wounds. There was actually exposure to the elements, so which is pretty amazing. So
Success to Washington's arms.
Success to his health.
Ella, welcome to
Yeah,
come
come
in
on
by the
in.
fire.